Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. You are to my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. This is Intercontinental Group of Awesomes, so named because we have some folks here in the US as well as across the pond in Europe, and we all get together on Sundays to play games. And we are continuing the Spire, The City Must Fall campaign that is GM'd not by me, but by Tyler. So let me hand the baton back to you, Tyler. You are in control. You have the calm.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich. Yep, I'm Tyler, he, him pronouns, and we are running The Spire by Grant Howitt and Christopher Taylor. And we are in the big climax of our campaign, Eidolon Sky, which, by the way, that also was made by Grant Howitt and Christopher Taylor. And it is a campaign set, and has been, I think, pretty darn interesting. I'll say I think they have done a really good job making different adventures and campaigns super cool. But we are reaching the big climax of chasing down the kind of mastermind behind a very Byzantine and complex plan. Joshua Rhymes Cracks Beneath has been planning to become immortal, and her decision was perhaps one of the worst ways you could do it. She is hoping to bring a demon into herself and thus gain immense power and immortality. There's a problem, though. Demons are liars, and there probably is going to be terrible things that happen if she succeeds. She had set up a drug ring selling Drek, and our intrepid group tracked that down and set the authorities on them and had busted that up. She used the services of a terrible serial killer called the Swan, and our intrepid adventurers tracked him down and put him to rest, both by punching him in the jaw and him falling out of a high window and crashing to the ground. Now all that's left is to confront her. And last time, we made a bunch of plans. We got people together. We have all of these assets on the board that we built up over the course of all of this. And we're going to be kind of doing a little bit of bringing them in, but we're going to do that kind of in flashback, because I think it's probably best for us to hop on into our adventure pretty early on. For this, I want to lay out a couple of things. Aramitz, go ahead and put down that you have a bond with Bali, and you have a bond with Father Callus, if you do not have those yet. Badara, go ahead and put down that you have a bond with Anastasia Gris, if you do not have that already. We've already given one for Morns to use Zordon. And we've already given one for Blakely to you, Gerald. We had the potential of the librarian being involved, not being involved. We hadn't fully gelled that. Maybe we'll see something happen in a flashback where he does come along. But I don't know if a bond is appropriate for him, Vizar, considering all things.
No, I don't think so.
So, last time we ended with an assassination or an attack on Vizar. And we even did a little retconning in the process of last time to make sure it was Vizar that got hit, and Vizar dropped. And the idea was that Sabine was going off on vacation, missing for a week. Well, those of you who might be looking at the dates of our games will see we didn't play last week at the Spire. So that kind of makes moot the need for Vizar not to be here. Now, I don't want to screw you, Vizar, for what happened there. So what I've decided, what I think will work, and let's see if it feels good to you, is that the frog hit you, you did collapse. The group would have come back, rushed around you, but you regained consciousness fairly quickly. I have in my pocket a thing that will result from that bit of poison, that toxin that is in you. And we may see that come out in the course of our adventure. Not a full-on fallout from it, something that you'll have to get rid of or not, more along the lines of something that will affect the whole party. Does that seem okay?
I'm fine with that if everybody else is cool.
All right. Sounds
Cool.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Keeping in mind, we have some safety tools on the table. We have lines and veils. We have 3 of those that we had put in. Harm to children is a veil, and we have a line on cannibalism and check one other, sexual assault. We also have the X card on the table. We will be getting into a pretty dark scene with demonic things. Feel free to use those. And with all of that before us, we are inside of the mansion on Ivory Row. Around you, you can hear the sounds of combat out on the walls, out in the grounds. Vanara, what was it like, the trip to get here? Anastasia Gris was providing you cover. How did you move up to the building?
I mean, I commissioned Forrest of Palanquin to get us into the neighborhood, and then from there, getting into the building was on foot.
Then tell me, what happened to the gangsters Anastasia provided when the Jaegers discovered them in the environment, sneaking you in? They fight, they run.
I think that if they were outnumbered, they probably ran.
All right, then. So I think as we're here inside of the mansion, all of you are aware that despite getting you there and doing it, you don't think you were discovered getting it planted. Once the bullets began to fly, Anastasia's crews took to their heels. But you could still hear combat going on above, the sound of fighting happening. And you see, or you could not see, you hear a loud voice proclaiming that there is sin within this house, and I can smell it. Sin most foul. Aramitz, what did you tell Father Callus to get him to come to investigate this sin?
I told him what he needed to hear, the truth. All that we had found out about the demonic courting that had been performed by Joshua.
Excellent. And he is upstairs making quite the scene, but could be the one responsible for all of this gunfire going on. Sorden.
Yes, I don't have a gun.
The Paladins are following up on the tip that the Gray Manor and you had provided. Tell me why they have found themselves stymied from just breaking into the place. What is holding them back? Is it just the troops? Is there some legal reason? Why have they not just gang rushed into the house?
I think there's a gathering of innocent bystanders, as in Trek users, that have been gathered around the mansion, and the Paladins are not quite willing to go into a mass killing spree to get to the house.
Excellent. So right now we know the Paladins are outside skirmishing, but aren't quite willing to do a full-on assault right now. With the information they have, were that situation to change, then they almost certainly would be forced into it. You're down below. made your way to the cellars. And we may find out how you got there later. We may not. Who knows? But we know you're down there. Gerald, the cellars seem disused. But this is where Fedara and Vazar said for certain that Fredea Strayus had come down to get to Joshua. Despite all the noise above, it is quiet here. Blakely and Molly are both with you as your group. But what are you doing?
I think me and Blakely would be leading the kind of scouting ahead, with the others in sight, but kind of, waving them forward when we feel comfortable and such, and kind of me and Blakely moving very silently across by the long doors. And
all right. She looks at you. There is something terrible going on here. I can sense it.
My senses aren't as keen, but yes, I agree.
The two of you quietly move through the back of the cellar, the others following behind, until you reach an iron-bound door. It is little trouble if you wish to pop the lock and go down it.
Of course we.
The door opens and you see a steel spiral stairway leading down. From below, the smell of sulfur just fills this little area you're in. And the furthest extremes of your hearing, you could babble, can't pick out words. Are they even words? It's terrible, foul sounds.
The mouthless mask is applied, and I kind of gesture for the others to come closer into the little sphere of unsound.
Now that stops sound from going out. You could still hear things going, correct? Yes. And so I think as all of you get there, you could hear that terrifying babble that I think Aramitz, I believe you might have been the only one who's heard before, the cacophony of demons.
Friends, where the words you hear seem demon speak. Be careful. Do not listen too closely.
I nod and then wait and see if anyone else is going to speak before I
back in.
So, yeah.
Who wishes to proceed first down the stairway?
I'm happy to be the scout.
All right.
Or the canary in the coal mine, as it were.
You begin descending silently. You imagine, had you not the sphere of silence, that the steel stairs would be quite loud. And you begin descending below the floor level that you were on. And as you do, the stairway, the railing on it begins to change into all of these strange swirls and disturbing images. Faces seem to be made into the steel, almost like they're glaring at you. You proceed down 20, 30 feet before reaching the bottom. It is dark and shadowy. There is a small bit of light that is provided by mage lights that are interspersed rather widely down a corridor at the bottom of this stairway. The sounds of the babbling is louder, and all of you, it has a grating feel on your minds, almost like little fingers rubbing themselves against your scalp. The hallway extends down to a door. It has carved onto it several symbols, and I think it's likely that several of you have knowledge of the Elfir language. So you can also see written on it are prayers, but they are not to the solar pantheon. They are instead dark entreaties, wishes for desires, both horrific and fantastic. So you take the mask off, Gerald?
I do, yeah.
What do y'all wish to do?
I mean, I glanced to Aramit's and that door because
Aramis reaches up to briefly touch the gemstone at his forehead and allows Limier's light to shine forth, and then he'll move up to the door. Says a quiet prayer.
I believe that you note as the light hits it, it's almost, you could almost see those symbols writhe a bit in her light. I'm going to have you roll a religion plus, I think this is going to be, oh, Aramis, are you happy with the roll you have from your, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't, yeah, I think I'm perfectly happy. It's fine.
All right. You can roll religion plus either fix or sneak to get this door open without making noise or setting off anything that may be on it, because you could feel dark magics on it.
I think sneak and religion sounds fun.
Anybody wish to help?
Hello, I would be happy to assist.
Yay. All right, then I have religion, I have sneak, I'm trying, and I have help. So 4 dice.
That is correct.
Here we go. And my highest die is an 8, so a success with no stress.
Very good. You run your hand across it, and it's like the symbols sort of fade to the side as the door opens silently, and you push it open. You are glad that it was so quiet. You did not alert the 3 gnolls you see in the room beyond. This room is set up like a workshop, and where you'd been kind of going through mostly dust and cobwebs, this room is clean. It is a place that they have been working. You could see they are busily working right now, but they're not making anything. You could see they are packing up. And as you come in, you hear one of them, "Hurry, get these things together. She's beginning any moment, and I have no intention of being inside of this hellhole any longer. We must get out of the city."
am I able to have a tiny, tiny little flashback to some preparation?
Absolutely.
What's her name? The assistant to Joshua again?
Fredea.
Fredea. I think dressed as just part of the crowd, there's just a momentary kind of like bumping into her, like accidentally, and just like, oh, sorry, taking in her.
Careful, you fool.
Sorry. have a lovely day. I apologize. And taking in her look, and this was earlier in the day, within the last 24 hours, I then, back to present, I will concentrate, mark D3 stress, and change my face to hers, and walk in amongst the gnolls.
All right. Roll your stress. Is that on shadow?
It just says mark D is divine. It says mark D3 stress to change your face to resemble anyone you've seen in person in the past day for the remainder of the situation. So it doesn't say which type of stress.
I suppose you could choose then. I
mean,
yeah.
Maybe shall I let you choose? I don't.
Oh, and you have an ass load of stress, don't you?
What shall I choose now? Now you say that. I mean, this seems like a mind or shadow thing.
If only I had like asked us to huddle up. Oh well.
Do we have a flashback maybe to a healing session? We had the opportunity.
Okay, I think we should, because it will relieve stress from mind and blood, which will benefit Finara. No, that's your resistance. Sorry, benefit Vizar, Aramit's big time, Gerald.
How often can we have these? I mean, I have received your healing thingy before for the stress I had, so I'm wondering
It's a
if you
once
can
per
do it just
session
again.
thing.
Oh,
It's a
okay, cool.
once per session thing. So I think if we do that, then it restores 3 stress from mind or blood. So flashback to that would be pretty great if it's.
And
okay.
Alex, I think you could clear off that fallout you have about the frogs.
Yep.
And
saved by retcon.
Yes, and I think that you also took some mind stress from that. So I think let's go ahead and off the bat get rid of 2 of that from, I just can't remember how much it was. And this way, now we can do the healing off of Aramis. So you do 3, is that correct?
Correct. 3 to either mind or blood. And I am going to resolve 1 from blood and 2 from mind. Still got some stress though. I still have them tied for the most stress, me and Zordon. Zordon's is all in shadow. Scary. Mine is too.
They're stress buddies.
Yay, we're shadow stress buddies. Zordon. Ting.
Yay.
And so, Gerald, you walk in wearing Freda's face. Are the others hanging back, or do you have them with you?
As I think I walk in and it's like, well, aren't you going to follow?
Excellent.
I just like waving them behind me, just like, and just shaking my head at disgust at their incompetence.
As you come in and say that, you see the gnolls turn to you. One of them you recognize was the prisoner, the rescued guy, and he says, "Lady Steris."
Yes.
I thought you were in with the mistress.
You're not even guarding the door. You didn't watch me walk out.
You walked out
to get the assistance. You're completely incompetent.
I think this deserves a deceive roll.
Okay.
And I think you're acting as this noble, so I think high society will work.
So with mastery?
With your disguise on the fly, yes.
Yeah. Just checking. So it's no, it's interacting with Aelfir, but yes, I've got my knack. So yeah. So deceive plus mastery, or a knack for that, and the base.
So 4 dice. No, you have
high society because I'm being all
Because you're being noble, acting noble.
Yeah. So, I should just roll that dice, I guess, for the actual disguise. Stress.
Oh yes, let's get that stress.
Oh,
Excellent.
All the full 3. To mind. Oh, I guess.
And
Shadow.
this, well, I will say the stress you're looking at from this roll will be it for Shadow.
Well, I'll put it in mine then, because yeah. So base, domain, skill, mastery for 4 dice.
Yep.
Oh, the highest was a 4.
It sure was.
Well, that was worth 3 stress.
Oh.
And much more, probably.
Go ahead and roll me a D3 for Shadow.
Clear those. One.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
As this gnoll narrows his eyes, gives a deep sniff. Of course, Lady Freda. We apologize for not guarding things better. Boys, you're not even armed. Grab your weapons. You see them reach down, one of them grabbing hold of a very pointed, spiky sword, the other reaching down for a pistol.
I excellent, as it should be. And I'm move to walk past them, but I'm drawing a knife at the same time with a kind of nod to the others.
And as you begin moving forward, you see this guy reach down and grab what looks to be, it almost looks like an ankh, a large ankh with a pointed bottom, piece to the bottom. And he barks something in Gnoll, which I don't know if any of y'all speak Gnoll. Anybody think they speak Gnoll? But Gerald, you are not surprised, because you can't be surprised as he lunges towards. Looks like to the rest of you, the jig is up. I will say that they probably have initiative on folks other than Gerald. Gerald, you may act first. And you dropped a knife down.
Yeah, I realized this last session, which is the first time I use a weapon in this situation, it counts us with mastery.
Ooh, very nice.
Because it's sneaky. I try and stab into the wrist of the weapon, one that's holding the weapon to just.
All right, rolling fight.
Right.
This would be crime, low society. I don't know if you've got one for that.
But I got the mastery for this one roll.
You do.
So
3 dice.
The dice are.
Oof, they are not doing well for you today. As you stab towards him, he pulls back his hand quickly and your knife whiffs past, and he thrusts that ankh point first towards your chest. Roll me a d6. As he tries to stab you with it.
1.
You take 1. If you have armor, then that goes off of your armor. Otherwise, it's going to blooded armor. And I'll just check something real quick. Well, I'm rolling well, unfortunately. No fallout still for you, as The one with the pistol is going to pull up, and Sword, you are the biggest guy there. He looks like he's about to shoot you. What are you doing?
Let's see. Is there any way I can do something about shooting?
Wait, is Thurza and Gullisat here as well as?
Yep.
Blake?
Golisset is here, not to mention Molly and Blakely.
Olaset is not bigger than Sorten, though.
I think I will like instead of trying to dodge a bullet, I'm just going to try and cross the distance as quickly as possible.
All right. Then with that in mind, I think I'm going to have you're doing trying to, get there as quickly as possible and get into combat. Let's have you do a pursue.
I can do that.
Plus either crime or low society. You have both of those.
And I have pursue. And if I charge in recklessly, which I think this is it,
I would say so.
Then my attacks get a brutal tag.
Okay, this won't be an attack. This is you trying to avoid getting shot.
Yeah.
Then you're going to get to do your attack, so that's fine.
So, wait, this was a D10 thing. Yes. So
looks like 3D10. Sorry, 3D10.
3D10. Oh. Oof, a 5 is my best one.
Boy, this thing is really not liking y'all. Is that a success with cost? No, it's a failure. Take stress. As he fires this gun, I need for you to roll me a D8.
Ooh.
Going to blood and armor.
And I guess I'm not wearing my armor now, maybe? Don't know.
I would think you would probably want to wear your armor.
Yeah. It's like depending on how
You see it, you standing in front of the closet during a flashback, call over your shoulder. Hey, we're assaulting a demon's palace. Like armor or no armor?
Of course it's an 8.
Take 8 points.
Oh.
I mean, I have 5 at least, so there's that, but that does bring me up to suddenly 5 stress as well.
I rolled a 10, no fallout. I'm rolling fantastic.
Oh, I mean, we're rolling terribly, you're rolling fantastic. That's a good
balance.
Yes.
You get shot, but you get there and can swing your sword at him as he's fired, and you see he's dropped the pistol. It's a 1-shot pistol and is reaching for a dagger. You arrive.
All right. So let's see.
Fight. You have all the things you need in this. Plus, you get your brutal tag.
So, and then brutal tag. Oh, all right. That's two times the damage, and then you take the highest one, right?
Correct.
All right. So, I guess it's not a duel as such. So
no,
just
we're in a melee.
There's no armor that's
no difficulty. No difficulty on these guys.
All right. A 9. That's much better.
Very good. No stress. And you will do your full damage, and it is brutal. So roll twice.
8. Roll. That's a 6.
You smash down, and he wearing no armor as he's here working. How does it look when you kill this guy?
I think it's one of those typical anime run-up things where it's like, like there's bullets flying, and then there's definitely like a sudden point where a bullet just goes poof. But I just keep going and then just run the sword right like into him.
He gurgles, vomits a bit of blood, and slides off of your blade to the floor.
Of course, I flick the blood off my blade.
Aramis, I think we're probably figuring, since you had been up at the door, it's likely you're close up here as well. You see the one who hasn't engaged yet, who has picked up that spiky sword, is moving around like he's going to try and hit Zordon in the back with it while he's distracted.
Yeah.
And I want to point out, because we're getting to people who could use this, you have the two people with you. I'm going to play that as they're an asset you could kind of use. Expect when you use them that you have the chance that will be the last use of them. We'll roll a bond check.
Oh, interesting. Fun.
So, save them or use them now, but you've got Molly there definitely as an asset in team to use.
And mechanically, I'm sorry if you said this and my brain just didn't. Oh, what does that asset do? Like they do a thing, or they add a die, or what?
What you would do is that you could say, I want them to help me. In that case,
Okay.
you're doing a very low risk on your bond.
Mm-hmm.
And they could give you, you'd roll what they do. They might be able to help you quite a bit. Or you could say something like, Molly, get them. And she would do the all out and try and just smite them all. Going to put a pretty high risk then on what happens with the bond. You'd roll the bond and see if something comes out of it.
Cool. Well, I am not going to use an asset right now because I want to whip out a thing. As I see this Knoll moving over to try to flank Zordon, or maybe even sneak up and stab him in the back, I have already the light from my little gem, and I call forth the power of Limier for our Lady's curse. And we'll turn Limier's light into a weapon. I may mark D3 stress to mind on myself to treat it as a damaged D6 weapon with the following tags: spread D3, stunning. I want to stun both those mofos, the gun wielder, the one they both moved into my arc is my hope. So
all right,
that is what I want. So yeah, here comes the ugly part. I'm going to roll a D3. I'm going to try it in quick roll. I think it'll work that way. So 1D3. That I should do a D instead of a slash, Rich. All right. Oh, it worked. Okay. Well, I take 2 stress to mind.
Nice. And so it's going to turn your light into a weapon. Do we think that the roll here to do this means it's hit, or do we think that it still has to be used as a weapon?
I'm taking D3 stress. I
think
hope
so
with
too.
Spread that it just does the thing. So if you're okay with that, I'll just have it do damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I certainly don't feel shortchanged.
I think certainly this first one. I think as you go through the rest of the scene, you might have to roll to focus it, because you get to keep using it all scene.
I don't know if I'm gonna have any mind left. I think this is kind of a one shot. I just took 2 stress to mind.
You don't have, once you've cast it, you don't have to do it again.
Oh.
Mind you, treat it as a damaged D6 weapon until the end of the situation.
Oh, I see. Until the end of the situation. Got you. A flash of bright silvery light that incapacitates enemies. Sweet. Okay, here we go. Here comes moonlight. Come on, hot. Yes, 6.
And you were hitting the one that was going on Zordon?
It's the spread of D3 stunning. So I'd like to hit both if it's possible.
You do your 6 on him.
Okay.
Bam. And you see it. What does it look like as it sears in and kills him?
Oh, wow. I that is awesome. I think we see this silvery moonlight like shoot forth from Aramis's forehead, and it like brightens up and his whole face becomes obscure. You see like the silhouette of it, and then that silver moonbeam just barrels into the back of the knoll, and he's thrown kind of pitched forward, maybe even slams into Zordon's body from the force of it. and there's this charred remain, like not a hole, but a big chunk out of his back.
And I think we see from that hole light spread out and kind of poof, and the head of these gnolls is caught in the flash of it here. Ah! Roll D3 stunning damage to him. That's what spread does.
Okay, cool. Then I will do that. 1d3. 6 is what I typed, but that's what I meant. Stun. And that's 3. Nice.
You see him kind of stagger back a moment from Gerald. He's not down, but it definitely has inconvenienced him.
Yay.
Banara, I think we'll put you and Golaset up next. You don't have to work.
Mo Shinderu. Sorry.
And you don't have to roll bonds or any of the. He's not an asset. He is yours.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's on my equipment list. I got him forever.
So, do you send him in, or do you have something you wish to do? What are you wanting to do?
Send him in. I'm saving myself.
All right. He is your weapon, so you will be rolling fight.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, let's see. I don't know if you've got a domain that fits. This would be like crime or low society, probably.
All right. Well.
So that gives you 2 dice. Does anybody feel like helping? Right now, Bizarre, you would be pretty much the only one free to help at the moment.
I don't know if I'm even there. So
I figured you're there. Was there a reason you weren't wanting to be?
yeah, there was. The plan
All
was
right.
that I would get the old guy and create a distraction. That was the plan. And
All right. If you're wanting to do that, then we will have you not there. We can flash over to what we have with you in a moment. All right,
man.
Banara.
I'm looking forward to it. All right. So that's a 6. Success at a cost.
All right. It's going to be going up against your blood and armor. But you get to roll your damage. Let's see you roll the damage first as he charges into this stunned guy. And
Get him. All right, 3.
3 is the damage you did.
Mm-hmm.
He shoulder blocks into him, and you could hear a deep crunch in the chest of the gnoll as he ran into him, and he staggers further back and he's not down, but he is definitely very, very hurt. And let's see, that's everyone in the party except Thorza, who I think will have moved up to you, Sword, and like thrown this guy that had, is now dead off of your back. Are you all right, Sir Sorden?
Fine. Like, so I'm fine, and then like there's this gaping hole through his armor, and like
she takes you at your word. You're tough, as she turns to face the staggered gnoll, drawing her sword beside you, as she is prepared to help you. We're going to flash then to Vazar. Where do we find you and the professor, and the librarian? Did you come inside? I know that was the initial thought for that.
Yeah, I think I will have explained to him. I know what books he's looking for, and I will first I will get to him and explain to him that these books are, in my opinion, they are there in this house because I have a reliable source that has told me this.
Excellent. And so the two of you, he imperiously had demanded entrance, and this was kind of before the assault began was the idea
Yeah,
to get in
yes, just to sow a little chaos and create a lot of distraction, actually.
there. And you had been met by a young Elfir, who is Lucian and Joshua's son. Who, noble scholar, my mother and father were not expecting a guest. What can we do for you?
I want to use one of my advantages here now because I have this thing that says this stuff, the next logical step. Once per session, I can just declare something is present in the world. It would be there in a schlocky Pulp Fiction story. In a schlocky Pulp Fiction story, they would choose this precise moment to drag something clearly illegal and demonic looking around.
Ooh, I love it.
So that I can now alert my dear master to the presence of this thing over there. And I'll leave it up to you what it is. If it's a book, maybe it's a book, or kind of a inscription thing.
I like the idea it is a book of demonology right there, foolishly left on the coffee table. Cannot believe that you would leave your horribly illegal book out like that, but it has happened. As you point over it, he looks down at this.
Is this legal? It looks kind of, I would not know about stuff like this, obviously, but
no, it is definitely not legal. Young man, your family is delving into these secrets. I am telling you now, the Pantheon will be alerted. The authorities will hear of this. And as he says this, the young man reaches inside of his very ornate looking robe and pulls out a long crystalline dagger.
Oh no, not again.
No, old man, you won't be telling anyone anything anymore. And he is lunging to bury that dagger in your old master's throat.
No, I cannot let him
I mean,
do
it
that.
might be.
I mean, it might be
torn.
No, I like him, and he's mine to fool around with. I didn't mean to get him into it. Why do I always get into situations where I have to fight people with crystal daggers? Huh? Okay, let's see if I can fight today. I mean, I might have. We can go back. Can do a flashback where I did the knockout punch or try to get the knockout punch to work. I don't know if
we absolutely can.
I still have to find my rolling dicey thingy because I haven't done that yet. Oh,
have you got it?
Yeah, it's loading. And okay. I use deceive and occult. Okay, thank you for this. Wait. Okay. Wait. So I have deceive, occult, and that's it. I don't have do I have mastery on that?
You do get your for trying, so you have
flattery.
At least 3.
No flattery.
Okay, so you get 3 dice.
Yep. Okay. Rolling. There's a 10. So yeah.
You definitely have the ability. So are you jumping in to try and catch this guy before he can get to your master?
Yeah, I will raise. Yeah, of course, I can't raise a hue and cry. I'm short of breath as it is, but still, I will try to knock this guy out because why not?
Fight.
Okay.
Plus
fight.
High society.
Yeah, I can do that. Plus my trusty D10.
Mm-hmm.
And can we say that I did get this NPC? Let me see. I have this one. Trust me, honest face and stuff. Can we say that I did get a temporary bond with my Redolent dreams of firefly glyphs
Absolutely.
because I've talked him into this.
Yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely.
and then I will use that. That gives me another D10, right?
You're asking him to help you?
Well, I imagine he's kind of helping me by distracting this guy because that he kind of is already. He probably doesn't expect me to try to punch him out.
All right. So
Okay.
before we do that,
Mhm.
we're going to use the bond. Sorry, we get it a little in the weeds on this, but you have 1 dice for the bond. You have, if this is something he has expertise in, he does not have expertise in avoiding being stabbed. You also have a die if this is somewhere in the. Sorry, I'm such a bad person. I had it even marked and I should have had it open. All right. It is if it's their neighborhood / home. I think that this high end sort of area fits for that. So you get 2d10, and this is just rolling to see fallout for the bond, see how it goes with it for you using him. So roll away 2 dice.
So what do I roll now? Do I roll my attack or do I roll fallout for the bond?
You're rolling this bond first. Roll 2d10.
Okay.
Ooh, perfect.
So, it's not very good.
No, it is not. But he will give you help in this one thing here. And so he answers your call as he sort of jumps to where he can make this guy more open to your punch. Roll your fight.
Okay.
So you got 4 dice.
Yeah. Help. Sorry. Didn't mean. Okay. 4 dice. 4 dice.
4 dice.
Yeah, because he's helping. Okay.
Because he's helping.
Cool. Roll.
Oh.
Wow.
This
yeah.
thing really does not like y'all.
No. Fighting is not our. I shouldn't have gone into a fight. So.
He stabs forward. The master, having dodged to help you, manages to avoid getting stabbed right in the throat, but instead the dagger does slash across his chest as he screams, "Ow! Ouch! That's my body, and it's hurting and bleeding! Ouch!" And because you were rushing up, the slice also manages to come across and slice into you across your arm as you were punching. Ow. Roll d6 and take it on blood and armor.
I'm not that good with that. I should have named the roll. Forgot to name the roll. Yeah, I should not have named that roll because that is 6, of course. Yeah.
Take 6 to that.
And then I'm rolling fallout, right?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a 10.
Come on. Yeah, it's an 8, so that's fine.
You make it through. As he slashes across, your master has fallen back, and you see him. You brought me here, Vizier! I can't believe it! And he's running towards the door.
I yell at him and I say, "You're a wizard, my lord. Use your magic."
You can see his courage has utterly broken with your 3 and 1 on his bond. And he's running. You see the young man weighing his moments. He looks like he's going to charge after your master. You see, before you speak, because I'm flashing away from you. But you could also see down the way he came, the door that had opened down the way he came. You could see heading back into the house, but you also see that there is looks to be like a false floor that is open with a stairway leading down.
Yeah, too bad if anybody took that important looking book, right?
Mm-hmm. So you're going to have the option. Think about it for a moment. Are you going to help your master or grab the book and run? So
come on.
Let's flash back to Gerald. You see this Noel staggered back. The light, has blinded him somewhat. He does not look great. Golaset has put a shoulder block into his chest, but he has held tightly to that Ankh. And as he says, Mordrin, protect me. And you sense dark energies as it flows up and around his body. What are you doing, Gerald? And keep in mind, you also have an asset there in group.
I think I quickly try and because he got knocked to the ground, didn't he? Like shoulder barge. Or
Yeah, he's got knocked down to like a knee. He's there, but he's about to rise back up.
I think I just Blakely, and then I grab for the leg and try and twist it, force him back down to the ground.
All right. Sounds like
dark magic seems to be happening, demonic things, but there's not much I feel I can do about that apart from stabbing him a lot of times. So
all right. So you're trying to twist his knee, hold him down. That's
to leave him open for Blakely too. So maybe it's rolling on I'm using the bond. I've got 2 on the Blakely, so
if you are, so you're wanting to bring Blakely into this as your primary goal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, then. So this is her area of expertise. You got 2 points on the bond. That's 3 already. It's not her neighborhood. So you're rolling 3 dice.
Okay. That's all, or is that just with?
That's just your bond roll.
Or okay. And would that be? Would I stay at that, or would I include my action, or is it more? The point of it is I'm opening it up for Blakely to do her thing.
You're opening it up for Blakely to do her thing at the moment.
Okay. Okay, I'm rolling now. I got 10.
Very nice. Blakely will move forward with blinding speed, leaping up, and as she is up in the air, she moves her hand in a motion, and she says, "My lord, aid my strike." And you see one of those daggers form up of black as it streaks down, and you see it hit right at his hand where he's holding that Ankh. And you could see the blackness just where it hits that shield, that energy around him dissipates. But the Ankh, as you're looking at it, turns into this snake that is twirling around like it is about to bite him. And he goes, "Ah!" and just involuntarily throws it to the side, where it click, 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 click. It's the Ankh again landing on the ground. And the energy dissipates from him. And his eyes widen as he says, "Oh, shit." Sorden, I'm going to let you get the chance to strike him, because I think we'll come to Arabits in a moment with the Ankh itself.
I mean, this is almost embarrassing, right? There's no challenge here.
Depends on how you roll.
Fair.
He doesn't have the 2 difficulty he would have had, though, if he'd have kept that Ankh.
But I think Sorden steps in resolutely, but there's definitely I think he's stepping more in an executioner, and if I roll badly now, then it's going to be oh shit. But there's a bit of well,
do you want Sosa to help you or not? It'll put her at risk, but give you an extra die.
No, I don't want to be at risk.
All right.
a regular 3 dice to roll then?
Sounds
Yes.
like.
Ooh, a 6.
Oh,
Some surprise there.
There is a bit of a surprise there, isn't there?
Yes.
You are successful, but at a cost. Let's go ahead and roll your damage to see what your success looks like.
It's regular ass D8 for this one.
Just a regular SD8.
A 5.
You bring your blade executioner style across and hit him solidly. And I think that, kind of doing that side swipe, you catch him at the neck and his head, he's decapitated, but perhaps in some horrible bit of spite, as you were swinging, he had moved his head towards the blade and bites down on your wrist in his last seconds, his decapitated head hanging there from your wrist as you finish the swing. Take D3 blooded armor.
And so there's a 3 7. So my armor is already damaged because I already took more than that. But does my blood still count for this, or no? It's just in total, right?
It's a total of.
Yeah. Well then, let's roll low for a change. Come on. Yay! Just the 1.
Just the 1. All right, I'm gonna roll your fallout real quick.
That's and it's a 6 now. My fallout number. Look, that's a 6. Yes.
Yeah, so you don't get fallout. It's you've got to roll equal to or above.
Okay.
Damn it! I was so looking forward to his gnawing head doing some sort of fallout. But instead, you have this decapitated head lockjawed to your wrist.
Ew.
As Aramis, you could feel the raging demonic energy around that Ankh.
Yeah, I need to do away with that Ankh. And I'm loath to touch it. So rather than immediately jumping in, I'm going to say a quick prayer and try to understand what do I need to do to fix this thing and make it no longer a weapon of evil intent.
All right. I think this is going to be probably investigate plus religion.
Oh well. I tried to word it for fix because I knew that was
okay,
coming.
Yeah.
But
I think that makes sense. Yeah, sure. Fix.
Yay!
I can go with that.
Thank you for being nice. I appreciate that. All right. So then I'm rolling 3 dice because I have religion, I have fix,
and you're risking mind.
I'm risking mind. I am going to call upon the help of Molly here.
All right.
So
this is her area of expertise.
Yep.
This is her neighborhood. You have 3 dice.
Wait. I have 3 dice myself. Are you saying I
roll 3 dice for the bond so we can see what happens with you activating the asset? Okay. Then you're going to get the help added to you. Either way, you'll get the help added to you. We'll just see what goes forward with her.
Okay. Got a 10 out of those 3 dice.
Oh, yeah. She's sticking around. She's got no problems.
Cool.
As she says, be careful. That's her advice, I guess. But she will help you in other ways as well. But you get 3 dice now. Or 4 dice now to roll your
total
action.
of 4 dice. Yep. 2 from my skill and domain, 1 from help, 1 from doing the thing. Here we go. Wow, 2 10s.
I think with a double on that, I think you sense the goddess directing you to shine that light upon it.
Nice. I love it. I will totally do that. No hesitation.
As the light, I'm going to go with the double on this already. As it shines down on it, you see the Ankh begin to melt and wither, and you hear the scream of this demon as it is cast back into hell. You have
Nice.
broken the eidolon. And Molly looks at you and goes, that was very good. That was very impressive. And she pats you on the back. You ever thought about learning blood magic?
Thank you for your assistance. And Limier is the only magic I wish to pursue. But thank you.
Venara, things have calmed, but you're inside of this workroom. And you see them they've packed up, they're trying to get the hell out. Is there anything you'd like to do here in the room while, you have kind of a moment? The others have been so busy. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I give Golo a quick pat on the back and sort of a check-in to see how he's doing. But then I'll look over some things in the workshop and see if there was anything that looked complex to pack, that they were maybe, or things that they were saving for last, things that they wanted to have closest to hand.
All right. This will be an investigate. And we're really kind of looking at things like occult or technology or religion.
Or religion? Okay, cool. Then I'll give that a shot.
So 3 dice.
An 8.
Oh, very good. You notice that where the main Noel had been packing up his things, that there was one bit that he had still sitting out. It is a round tablet with looks to be obsidian inlaid to it. It's some sort of seal. You would guess, coming off of this, kind of rolling with your religious knowledge, this would be something he hoped protected him from the demons, should he encounter them, at least long enough to run. This is his little fallback just in case defensive item.
All right. Yeah, I wrap it up in a cloth and I take it.
Quickly pushing it down into your robes. We're going to pop back up. Bazaar. We have that young man chasing the librarian. We have a door open and a stairway down and a book.
Book. I mean, we were pretty close to the door. There's a good chance that Redolent Dreams of Firefly Glyphs will make it out. And if he's out and that young Elfir is stabbing him down the street, I think that might cause trouble for him later. I hope he won't, though. Anyways, there's a book and they might need that. So, yeah, I'm
grabbing the book and heading down the stairway.
I'm bleeding again. I don't want to go down that stairway. I don't, but there's a story there,
There is a story there.
But damn it, I can't take the book down. That doesn't make any lick of sense. So I'll look around, find a place to hide the book somewhere in the, I don't know, linen closet or something. And and then I'll go see what's to see. But hey, there's a linen closet. Is there maybe, can I find some kind of, do they have a uniform or something?
I think you could probably find one of their house livery. Sure.
Yeah, that makes, yes.
And you throw it on?
Yeah, throw it on and then go down there.
You hear behind you the librarian as he has opened up the door and he's screaming, "Oh, demon, I've been attacked!" Oh! And he's running out as the boys, "Come back here, you old fool!" running after him. And as the doors open, you begin to hear gunfire going on outside.
Oh, that's probably Morris. Well, gives him a very, very good reason to get into that house. So.
And you begin heading down the stairway.
Yeah.
And I think we'll take a break here. And We could come back, say 8-10 minutes. All right. So Vizar, we have you running down the stairway.
Running is maybe a bit.
Staggering down the stairway.
I don't know. Lurching, maybe.
And as you begin heading down, it goes, it is quite a long stairway. And we'll be coming to what happens with you because we're going to kind of have some melding of group here in just a moment. As Fanara, having picked up this piece, the rest of you kind of having won this fight in stellar fashion. You can see that there is a doorway leading further back away from this workroom. It is definitely where the horrible, horrible sounds are coming from. I'm guessing you will proceed? Or is there something you'd like to do to fix yourself or get things together or discuss before you go?
I don't know if it would make much difference, but I think I would like tear off a little bit of one of my, I tend to have lots of layers to kind of be able to switch around things to look different. So I just tear a strip off something, wrap it around the wound, and just like pull it tight, not tight with my teeth. I'm like, I'm just glad Vizar took the less dangerous route.
Thor's is like, Sir Sorden, you are badly injured.
I think Sorden is kind of doing the thing where he's doing the thing where where normally if he's standing in the arena, and even if you're badly hurt, you're supposed to walk out of the arena after a victory with a head held high, and then, but it's starting to, like, there's only so far that the adrenaline can take you. It's starting to fade.
She says, let me at least staunch this wound, and she'll move your armor, and the rest of you can see that he has been pretty badly shot. She begins like bandaging it rapidly, just to keep you from bleeding out.
Like the indent, or maybe even a hole in the back of the armor as well.
Yeah, probably. I think probably when she loosens it, the bullet falls out from the back of your armor.
I would go forward with my, my little sewing kit / and see. Well, I would be glancing towards Aramitz because, he does magic all the time.
One of sort
But
of.
I would be also going forward to start stitching up and.
All right.
Use my fixed skill if Aramitz doesn't step forward with, his
Yeah.
abundance of magic that we can do whenever he wants without any cost to himself.
That's a Gerald thing. Aramitz is just saying some quick prayers, and there's no attempt to heal.
Yeah, there's like a slight frown on Gerald's face, and then he just gets to work. And
all right, that's going to be fixed plus probably academia.
I don't think I have academia, but unless I gained it somewhere when I wasn't looking. Nope. I do have fix.
You do have fix. So 2 dice. Anybody wish to help?
I'd like to at least help. Since I'm not casting the magic, I can at least help Gerald, like snip the. Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm going to say that our risk here is shadow from the potential noise that may come from this.
Okay. I'm rolling 3d10.
Yep.
And 8.
8. So you succeed. Sorden, you may roll a d3.
My mouse is not cooperating. Oh, well, it's right there. So, yay!
You may remove that from your blood and armor stress as you have been stitched up and bandaged.
Like Roy, the arm is still a bit like hanging to the side, and Thanks.
I feel like I have to do like a little just tightening up of a part of the suit of the armor.
You
It
managed-
still has a hole in, but it's right. It's correctly aligned as is proper.
And I think Sordon will be like, there's a do you mind carrying the armor? I'm not sure if I'll be able to put it back on.
No.
And so the group heads through the doorway and begins moving down a corridor. It has gotten much rougher hewn sort of corridor. You know, you're well below ground ish. I mean, it's Spire, so you're in between levels. But it's got that rough hewn sort of almost like it had to be chipped away with enormous amounts of effort in the nigh on indestructible structure that is Spire. You can't imagine how many poor drow probably had to work tirelessly to carve this corridor out. You pass by several open doorways to either side. You can see that there are cells that are, cages basically. But these don't seem to have been used recently. Down in another, you see what is, it's almost certainly a torture room, but it also does not look like it has been used recently. And as you move down the hall, you see a stairway that is leading up off of the hallway. And at the far end, you hear a voice rather loudly shouting that you recognize, Aramis. And it is Morgath. Isn't that his name? The guy who threatened you at the chapel.
Oh, crap. I don't like him.
As he says, the mistress needs you all to go upstairs. Hold back these paladins. The ritual is nearly done and you will all be rewarded handsomely. Stop them from getting in. And you hear feet begin running your direction. What would y'all like to do?
There's a lot of us, even though Sordon is hurt.
Hide in the cells and pray for the best.
The others and
I might try a Princess Bride.
that could be fun. I would love to see Sordon try that. I don't have.
I was mulling over marking D3 stress to do another weird thing, but my brain is slightly leaking out of my ears currently. So.
If only we had a Holocaust cloak.
So Fenara's suggesting hide. We have a suggestion of prop up someone to be intimidating. What do we decide?
I don't think we should allow them to go through. I think we need to try to stop them. And so, look to Sordon to look scary.
To get full information, they're in a room, but they're coming. We can hear footsteps coming out.
They're at the far end of the hall. They're running this way, probably to go up that stairway to upstairs.
Okay. Like, if they go upstairs, are they protecting Joshua or doing other stuff?
They're probably trying to hold those paladins off from coming inside the building that are assaulting.
I'm just like, let the paladins deal with it.
That is kind of what we looped them in for.
There's wisdom in your words.
So
come on, we have to stop the ritual. That's our priority.
Yeah. So into
Duck.
the cells.
You're right.
Yeah.
You duck into a room as you hear feet, and it was a good number, probably a dozen or so of them go running upstairs. you could hear the voice at the end of the hall. You will be rewarded handsomely, as the echoing boots kind of disappear. And then you hear the voice. Well, at least we won't have to pay them. And Fredea's voice say, well, I believe cost cutting will not be our primary worries in the future, but all that matters is the mistress finishes the ritual. Come. We must be ready for her will. And then it's quiet. Flashing up, Bazaar, you're heading down a stairway when you hear a whole troop of feet rushing in your direction. And you see, heading up the stairway are about a dozen drow with rifles and some armor in the same outfit that you're wearing.
Good, I'm beckoning them. They are up there. The head librarian is onto everything. They took the book.
Why don't we get you to roll us a deceive
Mm-hmm.
plus, this would be order. I'll go with high society. What the hey?
High society it is then. Okay.
It might even be low society now that I think about it as well. So 3 dice.
Difference. So it's a 5. So yeah, no, they don't believe me. And I take stress.
You do take stress.
Was that with the
Oh, well, I have
didn't you have
the
mastery or something?
mastery is
Trust me?
flattery. Yeah, maybe I can swing that if you would allow that, Tyler. If I tell them that
I'll let you roll one more die.
They look far better equipped to deal with this.
I mean, yeah.
I am, because that is possibly even true, but it's still a 5, so no
All
joy
right.
here.
Roll D6 for shadow.
Okay. No, you go away. No. It's a 1.
Take 1 point of shadow damage as you direct them up further. The mass of them begins running by you, heading forward. And the last one stops. I don't recognize you.
I would imagine not, no. Like, you are so far above me, kind sir. Why would you recognize me?
Come on. And he reaches out and like grabs your arm. And you're coming with us. The mistress needs you on the walls.
I cannot, sir. I need to tell her about the book. She needs to know that they took it.
I'm not worried about books. I'm worried
Yes,
about these
but-
paladins.
Yes, but the mistress, the ritual she is conducting, that is, kind sir, that is important. That is the important thing. The paladins will not be a problem. The ritual is successful, and without, I don't know what this head librarian. He's a magician. What he can do with it? Please, sir. I beg you.
We've already failed to deceive, so he has clamped on to you and is starting to haul you up there.
Huh.
The rest of the troop has echoed quietly into the distance.
Okay, it's time for magic then. So I do have a trust me, know that, but I can know what? I have this common fears thing. If you tap in the zeitgeist of the community, become the embodiment of their worst fear. Investigate to call to cast and determine what the people are scared of, and then embody that. I will try that because right now I've got it with this guy.
I think you're right. Investigate plus occult plus 1. So 3 dice.
Yes, and let's not use.
Nice.
It's a 9.
Very good. So you have successfully cast it And you know that everybody in here, the thing they're most afraid of is Joshua. So what I'll give you an option here is, I don't think you could deceive him again at this point, but you could probably try to order him.
I will say, look, sir, you are a fighter. I'm a servant. But the order of the mistress is that the ritual must happen without a hitch, if this fails, because we do not give her enough information, this fails. I have already risked my life for this, and I show him my wound because that's always helpful if you're bleeding. I cannot fight.
All right, you're rolling with mastery. Compel plus low society plus your 1. You got 4 dice.
Okay. I have 4?
Because you've got the mastery.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Eight.
Great. There it is. You should just name these things.
He says, very well. And I'm going to remember you when this is over. There's going to be questions.
And I'm just ignoring him and running or stumbling. But let's put running out of the option, but stumbling downwards.
And he, grumbling, turns, picks up his rifle, and begins running up the stairs. As you continue down. Inside of the cell room, it has grown quiet in the hallway. What are y'all doing?
By the way, did a little temporary bond just get created from Trust Me?
She didn't do the Trust Me. She ended up doing the Fears.
Yeah, but it's just a gain a deceive skill. When you convince someone to trust you against their better judgment, you gain them as a temporary bond.
But she did Common Fears, not Trust Me.
Oh, okay. Cool. What do we do?
Move forward. I'll give the hallway a quick peek and step out.
The rest of you following, and as you do, begin moving down the hall when you hear a staggering set of footsteps. They were pretty light. That's probably why you didn't notice them before, but someone's coming down those stairs. Zordon, what do you do?
I stand at the ready.
Gerald?
Move to the nearest doorway in the direction of that sound with knife in hand.
You see, coming down the stairs, a set of feet, legs, the livery of Rhymes cracks beneath. Blakely looks at you. Should I take them out before they see us? You can see they're injured. As enough of the body, you see the arm bleeding.
I very quietly say, there may be information we can gain. Be ready.
She almost seamlessly melds into the shadows, moving towards the stairway as the head and face of Bazaar shows coming down the stairway. Zar, you've reached the bottom of the stairs. You see Zordon standing there ready with a sword.
I lift my hands and say, "Don't, it's me. Please don't, please don't hit me. I'm bleeding already." So
what happened?
There is
something around the doorway.
There is a whisper of noise because I don't think she's ever met you, as Blakely is suddenly there behind you with a knife at your throat.
I'll
Yes,
very
mm.
quickly be drawing the knife towards Blakely.
Is
Friend.
Lee? Help?
You know
Oh.
him?
Yes.
Do.
This is our companion Vizar.
Ah,
I,
I'm sorry, Vizar.
oh, I don't know who you are, so it's fine, I guess. Look, I guess I don't know if you knew this, but they have a son, and that son just tried to stab Riddle and Dreams of Firefly Glyphs, and Dreams ran out and yelled bloody murder, and I think I think Morans has now all the justification to get in here. We saw a book about demonology, but I left it upstairs. I didn't want to be caught with it in case they needed it. I hid it.
All right.
I didn't even read it. Now look at our Aramis, like, am I not a good person or something like that? But I thought I might just check out what's going on down here, but you all seem to be fine. More or less.
It's over at sword and shake my head. Joshua's ritual is ongoing. We need to continue. I'm glad you're with us, Vizar.
Sure, sure.
I'm moving in just underneath the Vizar's arm to kind of support it because
Thank you. I tried to get the Alphabet not to stab Dreams, but I guess he did, and then he slashed me. But he thought it was
You
worth
don't
it.
look so good.
I don't feel so great.
just let me have a.
No, let's
we-
go. This is
Yes.
this we need to stop that ritual. Or
Okay.
Vizar, stay in the back.
yes. Maybe
If I
this
may.
lady can stay behind me and watch our back, because I wouldn't be very good at it right now. And I pointed to Blakely.
I give Blakely a nod.
As you wish. Molly has kind of come over to look at your wound, Vizar. Would you like for me to help you?
Yes, I guess.
She reaches down and you feel this tightening of the wound. And you may roll D3 and get that much stress back as
Nice.
as the wound scabs over rapidly.
Nice.
But you did get the impression that a bit of your blood also flowed into her hand.
Okay, that seems fair. It would have flown to the ground otherwise, though.
Waste not, want not.
Right.
She says, Joshua is...
Well, it's just one, but okay.
Aw,
No,
well,
better
you're not
nothing,
bleeding anymore.
right?
Joshua will be reaching the zenith of this ritual soon. I agree, we must hurry. And y'all set off, continuing down the hallway. You reach that end and it turns. I will take it for granted, Gerald, that you're being discreet enough, y'all, to peek around to try and not be noticed. And you look down the hallway and you can see that there is sort of an antechamber at the end of the hallway with a door. And you can see as you're looking down the hallway, Fredea is just going in the door and closing it. Standing outside is Morgath and two of the soldiers that he has with him. The two soldiers are armed with rifles. Aramis, you'll recognize them as his two companions that visited you in the cathedral. And they look to be on alert, though I will give it that you, Gerald, you're super sneaky. You were able to look around not being noticed. They seem to be guarding the door and will have a very good line of fire down this hallway for anybody who comes down.
Cool. So this is Rich checking in. Feels like we might be either going straight to combat or trying to sneak. Sneaking being the wiser option. I would like to whip out a bit of magic, which since Gerald expects that I can always do a bit of magic. So I when Gerald reports that back to us, I hold up a hand and then see that the moonlight glows for a moment and Aramis's body shifts and warps like moonlight on a pool of water. And the world around all of us seems to twist as well. I will mark stress to blood, and any nearby allies will be rolling with mastery on sneak and pursue until the end of the situation.
Ooh,
Or until I mark stress with blood again.
nice.
Nice bit of magic.
So marking stress with blood, does that just mean one stress or I roll a die? I don't know what that means.
You mean for when it will end?
No, it said to enact it, whenever I mark stress to blood. So I guess I have to cut myself. Like, do I need to roll or do I just take one? I don't know how that goes.
Let's see, what's it called?
It is called Shimmering Image. It's on row 61
Gotcha.
of my little character thing. I'll highlight it in yellow just to make sure.
Gotcha. Have you suffered any blood damage so far?
Surprisingly, no.
All right. Then yeah, you would have to cause yourself a bit of damage. I would let you do 1 point
I will then
rather than roll.
cool. I'll just reach up with Ladon and cut my finger and take one stressed blood
All right. So we all have sneak and pursue
at mastery.
at mastery, which is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, sounds like we might try to sneak. What's the plan? Gerald, you gonna come form it the plan or?
Yeah. I think standing slightly in the shadows, kind of like seemingly darker than the shadows should really be. But the light, I kind of just mutter to myself like, the dampness in here must destroy the wadding in those rifles. It must be useless down here. And it's just a little white lie that has an effect on the world, and a little bit more of my brain will roll out my ear, I'm sure, as I mark D3 stress to cast this. I mean, it says I can use it to like lie about, say,
Oh,
a
I
gun
think
being
this-
in my hand. So I think I could lie maybe about
Absolutely.
a little bit of some rifles not working as they should.
I think this is brilliant. This is a lovely idea.
Yeah.
So D3 stress.
Oh, you rolled 3.
I did. Yes.
Oh. All right, take your stress.
Do you say where it's going to go?
I'll let you pick.
I feel like a thing from the masked god wouldn't hurt my shadow. I feel so. I'm gonna just pile that into my mind.
All right, I'm gonna roll a die real quick.
Yeah, there you go. Tyler finally got his.
It finally happened.
Yeah.
And you have a total of 7, I believe, don't you?
Mhm.
Yes. So, that means you're going to be taking moderate, and it's gonna be you rolled mine, did it on mine, so
I forgot if when an actual fallout happens, did that affect my totals of stress?
It will. You're going to be able to repair 5 stress.
Okay. And that's just 5 total, not
That's 5
sided dice. Or...
Right, 5 just off. Just take 5 off, and you can split it up however you'd like.
Okay.
I
Sounds
think
good.
yes. I think we're going to give you. Actually, I think I'll let you choose between 2 of them.
Okay.
Would you like a phobia, or would you like to be weird? Which would
like
be
to
an
be weird.
upset. Okay. You do something unsettling that bothers normal people, obsessive behavior, singing to yourself, fulfilling a strange compulsion at an inappropriate time. Since this is moderate, you've gotten permanently weird. So it lasts until you get proper treatment, and I can trigger it whenever I like. And you can suppress the effect foreseen by marking D3 stress against mind. And I think I'm going to go off of that little whispering that you did there and say you now have this habit of whispering advice to yourself in moments of stress and
That's
difficulty.
exactly what I was. So I think I'm like, walk down the corridor. Guns won't fire. I'll stab that one. Stab him in the eye. I'll take them out.
You're going to Sherlock Holmes it from the movies.
Yeah, but with it saying out loud.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
All right. So it sounds like we're capable of a sneaky bit. Do we want to then go ahead and try to sneak down there? Keep in mind, you also have assets you can bring into play. We are reaching that moment when use them if you got them, sort of thing.
Distraction, maybe? Because we don't want these guys immediately in our back if something happens.
Very true. Very true. A distraction would be welcome here.
I think you, Aramis, should be one of the people who gets to go in. Because you're the best bet we have against this demonological stuff.
I am blessed by Lemier and would very much like to help.
Armin's goes first.
Okay.
Is that safe?
Rich, like out of character, Rich think Molly against Joshua sounds good. So I don't want to sacrifice Molly here. What other assets do we have that we can throw at these folks? Father
Blakely.
Callus?
Blakely. She
This
seems
is-
keen. She seems keen on slitting someone's throat.
Yeah. Fanar is also preparing that stolen rifle from the last time she was here.
And we didn't, the repeating rifle thing, like that's not an asset.
No,
That's in the
have,
future.
so-
No, that's in the
Okay.
future.
Cool.
That-
I
this
thought
is-
so. Just want to make sure.
this is why I still have the 2 Shadow of Stress.
Right. Too bad. Someday we'll have a repeating rifle and we'll be in loads of trouble for it. Sweet. So sneaking, and it doesn't look like we're using any of our bond assets.
Blakely?
Nope.
Okay.
Blakely. Sorry, we're using Blakely.
Want to use Blakely? All right then. Let's have the Blakely roll then. Gerald, roll your bonds. You have 2, plus this is her area of expertise.
I used one of the bonds, didn't I, earlier? Or
Bonds
did
don't
that-
go away like that.
Okay, right. Cool. So that's
You've got 3 dice.
okay. Thank you. A 10. Yeah. Not to Blakely. Not to them.
She begins moving forward. The rest of you, I believe, are following in sneaky form.
Mhm.
As you head up there, I'm not going to have us roll, but it will be useful, I think, once we get past the sneaky, because I want to use Rich's thing. But I think the point of sneaky will be once we get through this door. But because as y'all are heading down the hall, there is this like shadow movement, and you suddenly see Blakely there strike out at one of the guys with the rifle. He collapses, his throat slit. The other turns quickly, click, as his rifle doesn't go off when it shoots at her, and she smiles evilly and flicks her wrist as a dagger flies from her hand and buries itself deep into his eye. Morgoth looks surprised and shocked at this, and you see he's falling back towards the door. Y'all were sneaking behind. Aramis, this is a guy that you particularly don't like. You want to do something at him, or are you passing that on to someone else?
I'll pass it on to someone else. Aramis is trying to stay not acting on malignant impulses, staying pure for Limier. Yeah.
Then I will let you get to pick who's first in the initiative to deal with him.
Oh, I want Sorden to take this guy down.
All right.
Sorden's hurt.
Sword, y'all have managed to sneak up there. So I am dropping the A, his difficulty.
All right.
And B, he doesn't have his big weapon out, but you are still in danger of him striking back. So looks like a fight plus low society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anybody wanting to help in this fight? Or you could risk Thorza and she could give you help.
Thorza, do it.
Yeah, no, I need some help from Thorza in this case. Yeah.
All right. So you are rolling with 4 dice. No difficulty coming off of it.
It's 4 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eight.
Success. Roll your damage.
I needed that 4th die because that was the 8.
Oh, thank goodness for Thorza. Roll your damage.
Sometimes the sheet moves around a bit weirdly when you remove dice. Ooh, a 7.
You strike him as he's sort of surprised, and as you strike across him, he staggers back. You see him reaching for that door to yank it open to give some warning, as Thorza, kind of underneath where you struck, sinks in her sword into his chest, and he gurgles and dies.
Thank you, Thorza.
We work well together, Cecil.
We do. You've shown a lot of promise lately.
I think behind this, I kind of like pat Aramis on the shoulder, kind of like to show that he's like a good man for not doing that, and then just like that was weakness, and my eye twitches slightly, and I move forward.
Blakely moves over to you, Finara, and says, I am lucky that the gun did not go off. But would you care for, and she pulls up where she's pulled the pistol off of one of them. Would you like this, or have you brought out the rifle you have at this point? She says,
I'm checking my powder.
She says, oh, I see that you are well armed, Lady Finara.
I try to stay prepared. And besides, I'm sure that this has a taste for home.
She smiles. I am ever impressed by you, my lady.
I'm
And
flattered.
she takes the pistol and slides it into one of the many bandoliers of daggers she has on her. Bizarre. You've come up here to see all of this occurring, and from beyond the door, you can hear the sound of this babbling cacophony. Perhaps because you haven't been enduring it as long as they have, you've noticed more it rising and falling, but now it seems to be reaching a crescendo.
Okay. Does my knowledge of the occult help me in any way? Hey, maybe I can use one of my thingies. Here, let me check notes for trouble, find what's out of place, maybe, or
I think so.
yeah, then I'll use that.
All right.
I don't have to roll what's weird or out of place here. I mean, this is always weird, but still.
You are certain that the ritual is culminating. It is happening as we speak. This is your big moment. You can hear one voice sort of croaking this intonation, but you also hear another voice adding to it. Two voices now that you're listening. One, a male. The other you recognize as Freda.
Who's Freda?
She's the lieutenant, the one that y'all saw on the docks, the one that
Oh, okay.
but she's joining in this chanting as well. And you could hear these demonic voices around it, but you hear one voice in particular sounding much like an old woman. Yes, I'm drawing closer. I can see. Just open the way a bit more. None of the others seem to be hearing this voice, though. You alone seem to be picking it out amongst the cacophony.
Oh well, I've been hailed this. I will blame this on the stuff I smoked, actually, because that might I won't will I mention it? Damn it. Okay, I'll tell them, hey, they're getting there. We need to stop this now. There's something coming.
And so, with that, do we kick open the door?
Yeah.
The door, Zordon perhaps kicks it open, and inside you see a rather large chamber. You can see that inlaid in the floor are many horrible and dark symbols that make you kind of just even seeing them is icky and horrible. We see that in the center of the room, on a golden chair, sits a very decrepit older Alfear. She is wearing that white porcelain mask. I have a picture of Joshua in there in the NPCs. But her body is just stick thin. She is utterly naked. And you can see that there is like a golden bit of her. She is pure white. But this golden like stitch work going down the center of her chest. And as she's intoning these things, we could see that she's slowly unstitching her chest. We see a man that several of you have seen before, Lucian. He is standing in a inscribed circle, chanting. But you can see on his face that he is sort of like blank-faced, just chanting almost in a trance. And he is holding a dagger in both hands, just poised in front of his chest. And we see at the bottom of this chair dais that Joshua's on, Fredea, chanting and looking up towards her in genuflection. Though when the door gets kicked open, she turns around. You see that she's carrying that strange telescopy thing that she got from the perch. And she, of the three of them, is the only one that seems to be recognizing that people have come in. Lucian is just tranced away, and Joshua is still in the midst of her big stuff going on. The chorus of the demonic is enormously high around here, and it is clawing away at your minds. We will have some fallout from that. And we can see that there is a black and greenish, disgusting sort of oozing shadow that is wrapped all around the chair and has little tendrils reaching out to stroke Joshua. That's where the voice is coming from, Bizarre. Now, it is 4:37. Do we feel like I could have the big culminating battle here? I think we could do it. Or do we think we would like to wait?
I could do it.
I feel like we can get it done. All right. If we're up for it, let's do it. Woohoo! So, Fredea turns back. Damn you! You will not stop my mistress from her grand uplifting. Stay back or you all will die. And she raises up that telescope thing, looking very much like a weapon now that it's pointed in your direction. And the cacophony of demon voices rises up as well, which means every action we take inside of here while those demonic voices are going will have a difficulty of 1. Let's start with you, Aramis. We're in the midst of a demon icky. What you doing here?
I think that though it puts my mind at risk, that this is a new situation. I think that the moonlight of Lumiere needs to shine forth like a weapon.
Wonderful.
So I will be using Our Lady's Curse. So I will mark a D3 stress to mind.
Roll that up.
2. Oh, goodness.
All right. I'm going to roll a D10. Oh, exactly 6. So you managed to avoid fallout.
For the moment.
For the moment. And are you blasting it towards someone in this first pull up?
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, is it too much to just go straight for the golden horse and strike right at Joshua because she's the one that they're casting the ritual on? Is everybody cool with that?
Just cool with it.
Boom beam magical.
Or you could go at the guy, at her husband, because if he doesn't cut his heart out, ritual doesn't go.
Ooh, that's a good point. I think I will do that instead. That sounds fun.
All right. Roll your damage. We say this first one gets off without a roll.
5. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. It strikes into him, searing into his side, and you can see like the flesh burn, his clothes burn from the light, but he does not react at all. the trance holding him, though he is clearly injured. You did the damage, but he is so held in thrall that he still stands there stock still, holding that knife. But the light is enough that the shadowy, icky thing at the throne sort of recoils and pulls up. I will let you roll a d3. You may make the choice of, are you doing the light spray stunning damage to Shadow, to Joshua, or to Fredia?
What do you think, Fanara? Who should get the spray?
I think Farida should get the spray. She is pointing at whatever it is at us.
Okay. That is only one, a pitiful one. 33% chance.
She had the light of it. She steps back from it. But you're pretty sure you did not stun her that badly with it. But she is shaking her head, probably not going to be able to get off a shot like she had hoped. Fanara, what are you doing?
I am taking my aim. I think if I have the right angle, I'm taking aim not quite at Farida, but in fact at the telescope-like device that she's been trying to point at us.
All right. So you will be rolling fight plus, I would say, either technology or, let's see, for the, I guess, high society. You're working at her.
Sure. All right. I will take that. So let's see, that would be 3 dice, then -1 die.
-1 for the difficulty of all things.
Okay. Hookah. Hey, I got a 9.
Very good. And your intent was to strike the telescope thing, and you do. Smashing it in her hands, she screamed, "No, that was priceless!"
Kiss, kiss, you little sellout.
And we see as it falls to the ground, there is some sort of electrical discharge that is coming off of it. It probably would have been a terrifying thing if it had shot at you, darn it. But she staggers back. It will mean nothing. You still will die here.
I'll make it up to you somehow.
Bizarre, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay off the radar. It shouldn't be too hard. And I am going. I'm trying to unobtrusively move towards Joshua and the shadow and study the mosaic or whatever it is of symbols on the floor. Because, I mean, occult, religion, isn't it all the same? And anyway, I know all of this. I just know it. I've got this force of personality, and I'm pretty good with religion. I've been to church once or twice, haven't I?
All righty then. Well, then let's have you investigate and occult on this stuff that's being written. All these some of these things.
I can do religion. I
think occult will work fine too.
Okay, fine. Okay. I just wonder if it's possible for me. I can hear the shadow, right? Can I talk to it?
You could.
Well, I will try, because
I mean, you definitely start being noticed if you do.
Okay, that I don't want to be noticed by this girl with the thing. The other two are probably out of it anyway, but the shadow, yeah, maybe I can distract it or figure out what it wants or convince it that it's better off where it is anyway, because this place here is a bit shitty anyway.
Okay, so instead of investigating, you're wanting instead to do something like deceive or compel?
Compel, I think. I just want to tell it, hey, this, are you serious? Take this? This this body's falling apart anyway. You won't have any fun with that.
All right. So compel. This would probably be religion, but you say you have it at the moment.
Yeah, I can convince myself, or the reality, I guess, that what I think is religion is actually religion.
Okay.
This is,
Force of
yeah.
personality.
yeah, that's force of personality, right?
Okay.
So I'll use compel right now.
Okay.
I'm at -1,
Correct.
so I rolled 2 dice.
That's correct.
Nice. Okay. See how that goes. Oh, that doesn't go well at all. Well, it was worth a shot.
As you say this shadowed thing, all of you hear this demonic voice speaking in a language none of you can understand, but it makes you feel gross and disgusting. As it says to you, Vazar, you've already been touched by some of my power, little drow. My poison is within you. Let it come out. And as she says that,
Damn.
black froggy venom comes flowing out of your skin.
Oh no.
And spreads
Eek.
into a cloud around you. Would you please take a d6 of blood and armor?
D6 of blood and armor. Oh wow. Okay, let's see. Just roll low again. Yes, so D6 is 2. So
All right.
it's not great, but that means that we do have to roll for fallout again.
Yep, a
right?
d10.
Should I roll this? Do you roll this?
I'll roll it here real quick.
Okay, cool.
I rolled a 1.
Oh,
So
okay.
you will take it.
Yeah, I will take it.
And this will be, let's see, you're up to what, 7 stress?
7 stress, yes.
So moderate. And you already have so much fallouts.
Yeah, I know.
That's
That's why I didn't want to go down here, but that damn curiosity. Damn it.
I think we have as this toxin swells out of you into this cloud around you, it then coalesces down around where you were struck in the foot, and we hear a loud cracking as it coalesces and twists your leg, breaking it.
Okay. That's a broken leg.
Yep, you will fall down.
Yes.
And you can't walk without crutches.
I will yell a bit.
You automatically fail pursuit attempts. And when you need to be quick on your feet, you're going to have some real troubles.
Oh well, I'll just sit down for a bit. How much stress do I recover? 5?
5.
5. Okay.
Soren, what are you doing, my friend?
Well, the shadow thing was not impressed with what Visar tried to do to it. So let's see how it feels about a sword. I mean, that's Soren's approach.
So you're going to charge the shadow thing?
Yep. And I mean, I know it's a bad idea. I'm just gonna go rah.
All right. Well, going against it, it will now you'll have a difficulty of 2 against it. It has a difficulty 1 of its own.
That's
So, fight plus, I would say this could be low society or crime, perhaps.
okay. Thank you.
You are definitely running into something recklessly.
Which means I gain a brutal tag. But I still only roll 1 die.
Anybody you're gonna put Thor's in danger?
No, not for this. That's
Anyone
too
else
much.
wishing to help? I think we definitely have Gerald or Fanara. Well, no, I think you just took a shot, Fanara. You're probably a little tied up. Airmets, I think with what you've done so far, you could certainly help.
I'll do it.
Need to.
You don't need it?
Well, I mean, I need it, but you don't need to.
I'm doing it.
All right. You have 2 dice.
Six.
A 6. So, with a 6, success at a cost. You may do your damage.
That's an 8.
Ooh, very nice. You strike out at this shadowy, goopy thing. Your blade actually encountered, it's not shadow as you hit it. And it recoils black goo, seems to flow around you and into the air. Joshua screams as this happens. But as the black goop hits you, you can feel it boring into you, into your mind. Roll me a D6 mind damage.
Can do. Of course, it's a 5. That brings my total up to 8.
8. You will be taking fallout
Yeah, that's not surprising.
of a moderate variety to your brains. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do. Hang on, let me get a different book.
Ooh. So excited.
Yes, I get to use my occult fallout. Nice. You just write down on your sheet, needle-toothed child. As you feel this goo bleeding into you, seeming to, or boring into you, it doesn't leave wounds, but you would swear it has gone inside of you.
Sounds lovely.
Cheryl, what are you doing?
I think I'm imagining there are pillars that are circling the room. I imagine that in my head.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
If we take Fallout, we also
You'll get 5 stress back.
right.
Totally worth
And we
that
can choose
needle
where it
tooth.
goes, or
Yes. Yeah.
I'll just take it off of my mind.
Yeah, I'm just picturing the room as there being like the central area where the chair is, the circle of markings and stuff, and then kind of almost like cave-like structure.
Yeah, it's kind
With
of this
pillars around the
carved
edge.
out. Yeah.
Yep. I decided there's pillars. I'm currently behind a pillar, talking to myself as I try and make my way to Lucian to disrupt him, take him out of the equation. And I'm muttering like, I'm a shadow. I move when they glance away. Even if they look at me, I'm just a breeze, just a curtain in the breeze. I'm just, this monologue is just going on as
All right.
whenever anyone, I'm like, I think I've got in my head that it has to be when no one's looking now. It's not just Joshua or sometimes disappearing into shadows.
All right.
Towards Lucian.
So it sounds like this is a sneak. Is that correct?
Yes.
With the intent of getting to him and killing him, or?
I think I would have just try and disable him, but I think my obsessive compulsiveness from that fallout, I think I will just kill him.
All right. Sneak.
So dirty work.
Yep, dirty work. And I think he's high society enough. I'll let you have that as well.
So that would have been 4, but there's the difficulty.
Difficulty will take it down by 1.
So 3.
So 3 dice.
An 8.
Very good. You move forward, get to him, and I think at first you maybe try to pull this dagger from his hand, but you can't. It's a like rigor mortis type clutch he has on it. And so in frustration, what do you do?
I'm with one hand, like holding those hands away, like holding the knife away. And then the other hand, knife just across the throat.
You slit his throat, and as he begins to bleed out, his eyes clear as he says, "Thank you." And up at the throne, Joshua screams, "No!" And that's right beside your ear there, Zordon, as she's screaming this. The demonic thing behind her sort of begins to roil as it says, "I have come for an Elfir heart, and I will have one." And you see the tendrils begin reaching around Joshua's chest towards where that binding there is. We have assets. So before we get back into what's happening, did we order? I think Molly would be an asset that could be used. Do you want to order her to do something?
Yeah, we need to fight this demon. I'm not gonna. Joshua is a bad person. We're not giving any succor of any kind to a demon.
So
yeah,
you tell her to take on the demon?
Come, let us take this demon.
She looks at you. I would rather see her boil, but that can happen afterwards. Roll the bonds roll on Molly. So this is in her expertise. This is in her neighborhood. You have a bond. That's 3. Difficulty won't apply to a bonds roll, I don't think.
All right, I'm rolling it right now. 3 dice and a 10. But she loves me. That's not at all problematic.
She begins chanting, and you see this fine blood red mist begin to form up around her. And as she swirls her hands, it begins moving, oozing across the floor at rapid speed, whooshing towards this demonic force. She says, "I will hold it. You must fire into its heart." And so we will come to you as she's done this. Freda has looked across at you, Fanara, and you see her, just her face. Well, she has a mask on, so you can't see her face, but you can tell she's pissed. And she's screaming, "No!"
Using my imagination.
Yeah. As she pulls a dagger and begins running towards you, clearly in total anger, and is going to try to take you down.
Marvelous.
What do you do?
Quick flashback to before we set out for this. I'm at a small altar in my private room, my chambers. And on that altar is a balancing scale. And a little series of weights on either side that are very meticulously arranged. And a couple of little silver cups as well for balance. So I do different things with it, but I enact a ritual wherein I commune with Azur and put something on one side of the scales, and then on the other side of the scales appears this strange coin.
Ooh.
So I prepped myself with a glutton's coin.
Ooh, very
Okay.
nice.
Gonna roll a d3 here to see. Yeah, I'll take 2 stress to silver. So it's definitely like gold shavings in a cup on one side.
Excellent.
And yeah, as flashing back to the now, as Farida lunges towards me, I take it out of my pocket and I just flick it at her. I'm not trying to hurt her or anything, but you know.
I think this is too awesome to need a roll. I think you definitely, as you flick it, she just almost instinctively like puts up a hand and it into her hand and almost sticks there. Like she grasps it. She
And then
stops in her
from my
pursuit. Yeah.
jacket, I pull out my silver rose. And I just toss it.
See her eyes follow it. Mine! And she rushes towards it, grabbing it, looking around, looks back at Joshua, and maybe there's just a moment where the loyalty is still there, but it is quickly dashed as she says, there's so much that we have collected all for this. It'll be mine. And we see her begin running out of the room as she is heading up into the mansion. Very nice. Joshua screaming as this thing is clutching at her chest, throws back her head. Paul, you who attend, I invite you into this plane. If I cannot have immortality, I will bring death. Aramis, what are you doing?
Think so yeah, Joshua's lost it. That's awesome. She's being terribly evil. The demon, is that a thing where Molly and or I can defeat the demon that's coming on here?
She is distracting it, doing enough to pull back where you can shoot it with your light.
That's what I want to do. I've already paid the price to have it out, so I'd like to strike it. And if this is per you'd said, I would need to make an attack, then
You are going to have to make an attack.
okay.
However, due to Molly's work, its difficulty is not there. And
Yay.
so you will be rolling fight plus religion.
Okay. I am rolling 2 dice then.
Mm-hmm. Well, we still have the cacophony, which will drop us down to 1. Now would be when maybe someone might want to help. Bazaar, could help.
I would like to help because, as I've said, I have studied these symbols while I was making my way over there. I decided not to look too deeply into it, but maybe I can scratch out one of them just while I'm sitting there. I can't move anyway. So, yeah.
Drag yourself over and begin wiping away the symbols.
Yep, exactly.
That seems like a good help. Sorden, you are also there fighting the demon itself. If you wish to put yourself in risk here, I'll allow you to help as well.
I would love to.
All right. You have 2 more die, Erebits, giving you 3 total.
Whew, okay, that is. Wait, 1 for trying, 1 for religion, 2 for help.
2
4?
for help. -1 for the cacophony.
-1 for the cacophony. Okay, thank you. That was the part where I was like, wait, what? But you said cacophony. My brain didn't take it. Here we go. 3 dice coming. Oh my goodness. I rolled a 1 and a 4.
And a 10.
10. I got by with a little help from my friends.
Your bolt of light streaks into this vast form. Sorden, you've kind of hacking at it, the red mist opening up the hole that you've hacked, and we see inside a sickly green pulsing. It looks almost like threads that are tied together into this like tangled weave, and your light strikes hard and deep into it, and as it does, that light spreads through every thread of it. It screams, ah! The tendrils pull back from Joshua as it seems to almost begin collapsing in on itself. It begins to dissipate. It is being thrown back to hell. Its horrible screams. Gerald, you see Joshua has made this call up. And as she does, she reaches down and just rips those things binding her chest open. Her chest opens, the cavity there, and you can see her heart is bound with all of these wires and threads inside there. You can see the dark energies as it's flickering between it. And as she calls out, that cacophony rises. You are certain she is about to cause a major incursion. She is going to let all of these demons loose in this room. It is not the horror of the completion of the ritual. Spire will not fall. It will not be dragged to hell. But if this incursion happens, everyone in this room will be torn limb from limb, or their mind will be shattered. What are you doing?
I think I've reached Bizarre at this moment, and like I stopped by Bizarre at the moment, and just like rest a hand on his shoulder, and like his eyes are beautiful. I'll make note to tell him later. And then I will.
I say back to you, you know, this internal monologue is so charming. Go get her.
And then I want Blakely, and then I charge forward, hoping Blakely is following close behind. It is as many daggers as we have on our person thrown as we charge forward directly at the heart and surrounding the heart. And, yeah.
Do we think it is more interesting to see what happens to Blakely, or to see if you two together manage to stop this incursion? I almost think it's the Blakely angle, just because if you fail on the roll to stop the incursion, well, it's over.
Yeah, you make a good point.
Single roll to TPK? Come on,
Yeah.
that sounds crazy.
If there's a roll that we don't want to ever go a certain way, yeah, it makes sense not to roll that way. Yeah.
Then let's roll the bond. This is definitely within her realm of expertise. And fighting demons, that's her neighborhood. So You're rolling 4 dice.
Not getting knocked down, or is that already? Was that
The
already been knocked down?
cacophony doesn't work for, doesn't affect bond rolls.
Cool. 4 dice. A 9. My brain only saw that there was a 1 there at first.
The two of you leap dexterously up. She's throwing her daggers as it smashes into the heart. You see the wires and the threads begin to fray, opening up the black, shriveled remains of her once beating heart.
Can I add like one little detail where, like, as she's actually managed to run out of knives, instead of throwing one myself, I actually send it spinning through the air for her to catch.
She flings it. They're exposing the heart. But it's you, Gerald, who reaches her first and sinks your blade into that shriveled mass. Joshua, who's been howling to bring in these demons, stops. Becomes completely quiet and looks at you through the eye holes of her mask. I was going to become a god.
I really don't care.
And as you pull your knife back out, the heart crumbles and she drops. The mask falls from her face, and you see this wizened and ancient Elfir woman, her eyes staring up as that scream of demon voices just sends down towards her, and her eyes widen. And while you can't see it, there's the rush of thousands that slam into her, and she lets out the smallest no, and then crumbles. And it is quiet.
Is it just us now in the room? Like,
Just you.
Yeah, that went well.
This house is clean. Oh, that's only for you, Tyler.
Oh,
that's
and I think that's where we're going to end, with one small bit of a coda. We see the paladins bursting through the doors. The Jaegers that had been fighting them are in retreat or dead. The paladins begin moving through. They're, casting magics to try and cleanse. We see Joshua's son standing over the librarian, a dagger raised, as one of the paladins says, "Halt right there, or you will be slain." And from underneath him, we hear, "Yes, halt there! You're going to be slain!" And then from a side door, we see a figure carrying a large bag, sneaking out. She's muttering to herself, "Yes, I've got soul. Soon, I can rebuild what my family has lost. I know that they're coming. I've sent messages already. Stress will rise again." As from a shadow, a large figure steps out. There's a clank of armor. "Excuse me, ma'am. I think we need to tax that." and that's where we will stop.
We need to tax that.
That's delightful. Nice, Coda. Yay, paladins.
No, that's the
Oh, sorry.
That's
That's-
Sword and Dudes.
that's the Knights of the
The
Kraken
Knights.
Bell.
Oh, yes, even better. I'm so
That
glad.
looks taxable to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If it's about getting some money out of something, it's
That's fantastic.
So that was the end of Eidolon Sky. We have completed the campaign. There's a little fallout here and there, but perhaps most importantly, you all get a top advance.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And you have made a considerable change. Well, you have stopped a truly horrible change that would have occurred here in Spire. And Joshua is dead. Lucian is dead. Their son will almost certainly be arrested. Damn good job. We are already 15 after the hour, so I don't know if folks feel like doing a Stars and Wishes. I know that.
I know it's pretty late for some folks.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm not in a rush just yet, but
All
I
right.
I
Well,
don't have to work
if other
tomorrow.
people's are,
Oh, nice. Okay, well, if folks feel up to it, we'll do a Stars and Wishes, and then we'll wrap it up. And then if we could just talk just a second or two after the thing to see what we want to do next. But
Yeah.
let's do some Stars and Wishes. Why don't we start from the back of our character keeper and work our way to the front? So, Bazaar, any stars?
There's lots of stars, but I try not to hog all of them. So what should I call? I love the way that Gerald was talking to himself. That was very nice. And somebody already wrote it in the chat, so I just reiterated. Tyler, I like the sound effects. They were amazing. And of course, I loved everybody else's stuff, but I'll leave it to the other ones to call these out because, yeah.
Thank you very, very much. Jen, Fanara.
Lots of satisfying comeuppance this session. Lots of people where I've been wanting them to die for a while, and this episode they died.
Awesome.
Yep, and also I feel like there was a good balance to what we all got to do and contribute.
Nice. Good. Glad to hear it. Thank you very, very much. Next up, Rich Aritz.
Yeah, stars to the brave Sir Zordon, taking a major wound early on and never hesitating, never trying to shirk or dodge out of the way. I really felt like he was at risk. If they took another big wound, I was just so nervous for him the whole time. I was really stressed out. I'm like, oh man, we're gonna lose Zordon. That's gonna suck. And also stars to Sabine for like chat helping and helping because you stick something in my face and I'm like, yeah, obviously we need to fight this thing. And the no, let them go on, stay focused. And Fanara following up on that was very nice because it would have been just kind of meaningless fight. So I'm glad that we discretion was a better part of valor there. We got to the big thing. And Gerald, Alex, the Gerald muttering was just divine, like so good. I'll take it all day long. Those are my stars.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much. Alex, Gerald.
Like, even though we had Bizarre off to one side at the start, I really loved Bizarre's adventure down to the through the building. That was yeah. Especially when stabbing started happening, it was like, oh my god, and they're alone up there. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what's left. Quickly before, not a major one, but quickly before I forget, I love that you gave me two choices for Fallout, and one of them was one that kind of let, Gerald, who's quite internal emotionally, let some of that out.
Good.
Yeah, Zordon being a beast, just laying waste to people. Trying to think. My brain is drawing a blank. Also, better. I'll probably come up with suddenly more.
Well, thank you very,
Interrupt
very
you.
much. Jan, Zordon.
I really loved the spotlights on everyone. Like everyone got their moment to shine. Everyone got to do something really cool. I mean, yes, Fanara pulling out her big guns. Gerald with all his creepy magics. Aramis with his just yeah. Other like the light magic was just
God rays.
for Zara with the whole side stepping, the like just getting the whole, yeah, basically doing all the other important work. It was great. Also, major advance is
Sweet.
I've
Awesome.
already filled mine in.
I think I knew what you were going
Yeah.
for. Awesome. Thank y'all. Thank you. I would say I loved Fanara shooting the even though I didn't get to use my cool laser gun, it was still awesome. And that coin was perfect. That does so much. That was exactly everything. Loved it. I agree. I think, Gerald, you're muttering, it's fun. It's got that very Pulp Heroes sort of thing going on. I think that's neat. Aramit's several really cool points. Neat to see you in combat and fighting, but also I kind of liked the things that, like conversation with Molly. I thought some of that was really neat. Bizarre, I really loved having the librarian there. I think he's funny and fun, and that whole scene was a delight for me. And I loved your choice of, oh well, he's got a head start, let him head on. Thought that was awesome. And Zordon, I thought it was really cool. Seeing you fight's always fun, but I thought it was neat to see when you were concerned for Thorza going in, and then times when it's like, this is what the deal is. We got to go in there and fight. I thought that was really cool. I liked your recklessly charging in. It was very you. It was very cool. And we start with you, Jan, with wishes.
Honestly, not a lot. I wish I could have seen a few more cool Fanara moments. That's all. Like Fanara got some really cool moments in, but maybe a few fewer than others. But like that's it.
I hear you. I hear you. Alex, wishes?
Yes, I remembered one of my stars, which was a Panara one, which was the coin.
Bravo, ditto,
yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, I was like, this is the perfect way to kill her. I'm positive. Like,
It felt so Panara as well. Just like, yeah, it's going. Go away.
Awesome.
Yeah. Wishes. Well, I'm sure it'll be the case unless Bizarre is not there next session. But have more time with Bizarre.
Why am I not there next session?
Oh, was it somebody else who said something about in the chat about? I noticed something in the chat that sounded like maybe I was just imagining it, but somebody said they was not going to be around next week, or I was just misreading.
Next week seems fine.
I will be
I still
right
got next week off. I misread. I've still got next week off. Good. Excellent. Well, more bizarre time then. With the
Excellent.
bizarre. Yeah, I think that's basically
Cool. Thank you very much. Rich.
Wishes. I kind of, I'm at a crux, and I think it's the thing we're going to talk about afterwards. Or like, do I wish for more? Is this like a really good break? Like, that's where my head's at, and I don't know which one I wish for more. Other than that, I was really pleased by this particular session. I'm glad that things conspired for us to have the whole boat. I'm really happy that this happened with Sabine here. That's not a wish, but yeah, I don't think I have any technical wishes. So
Cool. All right. Thank you very much. Jen.
Suppose the only thing I can wish for after this is just a little bit of breathing time to feel some of that victory, and also just let our poor characters' brains cool off from saving the city.
I definitely hear you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And Sabine.
Yeah, I'll second the Jen's wish for breathing time, because I think Vizar needs a bit of time to rest so he can do stuff again without kind of keeling over. And yeah, other than that, I wanted to change one of my bonds because we've never used them anyway. And I had thought about Bizarre's family. I think he has a sister who still works at the place where she had her endurance and never kind of just stayed on. She's a cloth maker or dressmaker for an elf
I
here.
have no problem with that.
Cool. Then I will do that.
Awesome.
And I wish we could delve a little into our whole private lives a little more, see what's going on with. I mean, we saw a lot of that, or not a lot, but we saw a bit of that with Armitz, I think, at the church, and Sorden maybe with the pub and the knights. But I don't really know a lot about Fonara's background. Does she have family? Does she have parents? Does she have siblings? Does she have children? And same goes for Gerald, even though I think he would like to remain a mysterious cipher.
Awesome. I hear you. Well, thank you. And I appreciate everybody playing. And I thought it was a really cool adventure this time. A really cool session, really cool campaign. And so I will turn it back over to you, Rich.
great. Excellent work, Tyler. Excellent work, players. This was a wonderful, as you called it, Tyler, campaign of Spire, the City Must Fall. Thanks, everybody who has been watching. And we'd love to hear your comments and feedback. What did you think? With that, we'll bring this recording to a close. Thanks, everybody.